Hello. Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
Okay, so we are there. We are on the fourth lecture of unit number 2, flavors of machine learning. So just we'll be revising somewhat whatever we have seen up till now. So we have seen what is learning system. We have seen what is machine learning system. We have seen types of machine learning system. The first one was supervised machine learning system. The second one was unsupervised machine learning system. The third one was a reinforcement learning system. So in case of supervised machine learning system, we have seen there are two parts. One is classification and regression. In case of unsupervised, we have seen clustering and association. And third one is an reinforcement. We have also seen that supervised machine learning is been using labeled data. Unsupervised learning uses unlabeled data, whereas reinforcement learning actually improves itself from new cases and trial and error method. Then we have also seen that the drawbacks of supervised and unsupervised learning is recovered through semi-supervised machine learning system. So semi-supervised machine learning system uses the labeled as well as unlabeled data. Based on those two, they decide whether the labeled data is useful while training, whereas unlabeled data is being used for testing purpose. So in this way, we have seen supervised, unsupervised, and semi-supervised learning, plus the reinforcement learning. The most of the important application of reinforcement learning is that it can be used to find out the shortest path between shortest path between the reinforcement learning is used to find out the shortest path between two data points. And most important is that it is used in different applications like self-driving cars, then the chess master algorithm, or it might be in different applications like video games, where the outcome is decided at the end of the game. So this is how the things are up till now. So we have seen all the three types of machine learning systems, that is supervised, unsupervised, and reinforcement machine learning system. So now we are moving towards the next concept. So after understanding these things, we have also seen deep learning. So the hello, who is there? Okay, so we have also seen deep learning. So deep learning is nothing but which is actually used for mimicking the brain. The neurons are nothing but the deep learning. So we have also seen that the deep learning can be understood with the help of the artificial neural network, the architecture of artificial neural network. So we have also seen the deep learning uh, can be used in different applications. Now, actually, what it deep learning says is that there is one input neuron, there is one output neuron, and in between this input and output neuron, there are hundred of billions of neurons that are interconnected with input and output neurons through hidden structures. This is what the deep learning is all about. So deep learning actually gives the architecture of the artificial neural network in which the neurons or mode is very important. So based on this thing, we have also seen that how the deep learning is a branch of a machine learning. It is a branch of a machine learning. It's a method of a machine learning. So we have also seen a very big canvas picture about the relationship between the machine learning, deep learning, as well as artificial intelligence. So right from deep learning, which tells about the structure of the neural networks, to the artificial intelligence, like understanding the methods through the human intelligence. So this is how what about we have seen up till now. Now the next concept what we are going to see is what are the different layers of neural network. Although we have seen that there is an input layer, there is an output layer, and in between this input and output layer you find numerous neurons been connected with each other, having neighbors of neurons, and when they are connected in the hidden structures, in the form of hidden structures. So you can see in front of you, these are the different layers of neural networks. So in case of input layer, you can see that there is an input layer. The input layer is connected to the hidden layer 1, which is having number of neurons. Then this hidden layer 1 is connected to the hidden layer 2, which is again having number of neurons. And this hidden layer 1 and hidden layer 2 are then connected to the output layer. So how this input layer is connected to the output layer through this hidden structure is nothing but different layers of neural network. So one can understand how this deep learning works when it comes to the structure of the neural network. Now let us little bit go with the neural network, how actually mathematically or how it is computed has to be understood. So a neural network is composed of input, that is x0, x1, x2, then hidden layer and the output layer, all of which are composed of nodes. The input layers takes a numerical representation of the data like images and pixel specifications. Output layer output layers output predictions, while hidden layers are correlated with most of the computation. So this is how the x0, x1, x2 are given to the activation function, and through this activation function we get an output. Now in which activation function is consist of wi xi plus b. W is nothing but the weight, whereas b is called as the bias. B is called as the bias, Wi is called as the weights, and Xi is nothing but the inputs. So when these x0, x1, x2 are applied to this neural network, that is through the activation function, we get an output of function of summation of Wi xi plus b. So we get an function because we are applying it to the activation function. So the output is in the form of activation function, which is nothing but function of summation of wi xi plus b. So actually neural network is composed of input layer, then the hidden layers and the output layers, all which are composed of new nodes. Input layers takes the numerical representation of the data, and the output layers predicts the output, while hidden layers are correlated with most of the computation. Information is passed between the network layers through the function shown above. So we have seen that the information is passed through the network layers with the help of the activation function. The major points to keep a note of here are the tunable weights. तो हमने यहाँ weight भी देखा, that is Wi is the weight, and bias parameters. So हमने यहाँ B भी देखा, यहाँ पर B है. This is the bias parameters. Just a moment. So this is the bias parameter. This is the weight. Okay, this is the bias parameter. This is the weight. This is the function. So this function has come through the activation function. This is the activation function. You can see this activation function actually gives the output in terms of function. Okay. So we have seen activation, we have seen the information through which the information is passed between the network layer through the function that is noting the activation function. The major points to keep a note that there is a tunable weight. So this is the weight, and the bias parameters. This is the bias parameters that is been used to represent by W and B. So we have seen this is the W and this is the B and this is the function. There are essential, these are essential to actual learning process of deep learning algorithms. After the neural network passes its input all the way to its output, the network evaluates how good its prediction was relative to the expected output through something called as loss function. So afterwards, what happens is that the data is passed from input to output, input to output. Suppose input is x0, x1, and x2. Through weight and bias calculation, through the weight and bias parameters, it actually calculates, it goes through the learning process of deep learning algorithm. When it passes the input from the input side to the output side, the network actually evaluates how the good is the prediction, that is the predicted output and the expected output through something called as loss function. So अगर आप loss function निकाल लेते हो तो आपको एक अंदाज आ जाएगा कि जो इनपुट दिए गए हैं, जिस हिसाब से आउटपुट होना चाहिए था, क्या उस हिसाब से हमारा आउटपुट आया है। अगर आया है तो लॉस फंक्शन कितना है, नहीं आया है तो लॉस फंक्शन कितना है। सो ऑल दिस थिंग्स कैन बी इजीली कैलकुलेटेड थ्रू द लॉस फंक्शन. Now, as an example of a mean squared error loss function, we can show that you can calculate the loss functions by using MSE, that is called as mean squared error. So if you calculate mean squared error, how you can calculate is 1 by n summation of yi minus y cap of I. So yi is the actual output and yi cap is nothing but the predicted output. So 1 by n is number of samples you have taken. So 1 by n equal to summation I to n, that is yi minus y cap of I whole bracket square. So expected output and the predicted output, they are both subtracted with the square of it. So that is called as the mean squared error loss function, where y that represents the prediction and y represents the expected output. So you can see that y cap is represents the prediction while y is the expected output. A mean is used if the batches of inputs and outputs are used simultaneously and represents a sample count. This is how the mean squared error loss function can be calculated. The goal of the network is ultimately to minimize the loss by adjusting the weights and biases. Now, suppose if you imagine that, we'll go back. Suppose if you imagine that there is, the loss is calculated. Now, suppose what happens, there is an input. Now you have expected output y and you have predicted output y cap. Now you have calculated the mean squared error loss function. Now you calculated the mean squared error loss function and you have calculated as the loss function is more as compared, because the expected output and the predictive output differs. They differ because they should be, their difference should be very less. But if the difference is more, then the loss function will be more. Now, if the loss function is more, then what you're going to do, you're going to go to this weight and B, that is W and B. You have to adjust the weight and bias value in such a way that the loss will be minimized. So that is the thing which has been said here. The goal of the network is to ultimately minimize this loss by adjusting the weights and biases of the network. In using something called as back propagation method through the gradient descent, The network backtracks through all its layers to update the weights and bias of every node in the opposite direction of the loss function. In the other word, every iteration of back propagation should result in smaller loss function than before. तो एक्चुअली कैसा करेंगे ये वेट को एडजस्टमेंट करना है, मतलब कैसा करना है कि हम बैक प्रोपोगेशन से पीछे की तरफ जाते हैं और चेक करते हैं कि वेट और बायस की वैल्यू क्या है, और वो वेट और बायस की वैल्यू हम एडजस्ट करते चलते हैं, यानी कि हम पीछे की तरफ जा रहे हैं, यानी लॉस फंक्शंस के अपोजिट डायरेक्शन में जा रहे हैं. इन द अदर वर्ड वी आर सेइंग दैट एवरी इटरेशन ऑफ बैक प्रोपोगेशन should result in smaller loss function than before, and how that loss can be reduced by adjusting the weights and the bias of the network. Without going into proof, the continuous updates of weights and biases of the network ultimately turn it into precise function approximator. So आप जितनी बार weights और bias को adjust करते चलेंगे, उतनी बार आपका network ultimately will turn into precise function approximator, one that models the relationship between inputs and expected outputs. So इसका मतलब जो भी आपका input है और expected output है, इसके बीच में वो continuously relation पता करते चलेगा by making the changes in weights and biases by going in a backward direction. That method is called as a back propagation method. The deep part of the deep learning refers to creating a deep neural network. हम deep learning, deep word इसलिए आया है क्योंकि डीप लर्निंग का मतलब होता है वी आर गोइंग टू क्रिएट अ डीप न्यूरल नेटवर्क while going back. This refers to neural network with large amount of layers. With the addition of more weights and biases, the neural network improves its ability to approximately more complex functions. So actually हम वो लोग जो कर रहे हैं उसमें हम डीप क्यों जा रहे हैं, क्योंकि जो अमाउंट ऑफ लेयर्स न्यूरल नेटवर्क के है वो बहुत ज्यादा इसमें है. तो जितने ज्यादा होंगे उतने आपको वेट्स और बायसेस ज्यादा मिलेंगे. इफ यू कैन एडजस्ट द वेट्स एंड बायसेस देन यू कैन turn the expected output and predicted output as the same one. So this is what the deep learning says about. So the difference is that even if in machine learning, if you say that the neural network will be there, but the depth of the neural network will be less as compared to the deep learning. Now we are going to see the difference between deep learning and machine learning, because we have to understand whether deep learning or machine learning, where it differs. In order to apply the algorithm, whether to apply algorithm in deep learning and when to apply and why to apply, that is the two big questions. Because if I'm going to have an application, if I'm applying it in machine learning and if I'm applying it in deep learning, where will be the difference, how the outputs will be differing, and whether they are advantages or not so. So to understand this, we are going to expect the difference between machine learning and deep learning. So what is machine learning? The machine learning uses algorithms to parse data, learn from that data, and make informed decisions based on what it has learned. So machine learning algorithm क्या करेगा, डेटा को लेगा, उस डेटा से पढ़ेगा, it will learn from that data, and it will take the decisions on the basis of what the experience he has gained, so that the performance can be improved. This is what the machine learning says. What deep learning says: deep learning structure algorithms in a layer to create an artificial neural network that can learn and make intelligent decisions on its own. मगर deep algorithms जो है वो artificial neural network बनाते हैं that will learn and make the intelligent decisions on its own. That is the difference between two. So machine learning will learn from the data and will take the decisions from the learning things, whereas deep learning algorithm will create an artificial neural network which can learn and make the intelligent decisions on its own. So that is the difference. Number two, it works on small amount of data set for accuracy. So if your data set is small, it's better that you work on machine learning. But if the data set is in huge or massive, then deep learning can be used. Then third, dependent on low-end machines, and it is heavily dependent on high-end machine. So low-end machine and high-end machine is again the third difference between machine learning and deep learning. Low-end machine and heavily dependent on high-end machine means the configuration of the machine. You can operate this machine learning on an low configuration computers or processors, but in case of deep learning, it is heavily dependent on high end machines. Fourth, divides the task into subtasks, solves them individually, and finally then combines the results. This is what it does. But here solves from end to end. इसमें कोई सब टास्क आने की जरूरत नहीं है, सीधा वो शुरू करता है और एंड तक लेके जाता है. But in case of machine learning, it divides the whole task into subtasks, then it solves the individual task, and then finally combines the result. And this result will give you the machine learning output. Whereas in deep learning, you don't have to divide the task into subtasks or check it individually. It will start and then it will end, like problems end to end. Then comes take less time to train the data. It takes little longer time to train the data. So this is the, I could say, the advantage of machine learning and somewhat a disadvantage of deep learning. It takes less time to train because there is no deep network is there. But in case of deep learning, you create an artificial neural network that can learn and make the decisions, and that too in an intelligent way on its own. So there is the difference between machine learning and deep learning. Sixth point, it trains on CPU, it trains on GPU for proper training. अगर आपको deep learning use करना है तो आप GPU पे जाएंगे, CPU पे नहीं. So that is the general processing unit. This is central processing unit. So GPUs are a little bit more stronger in configuration, and they can easily take they can easily run on GPU because they have a deep neural networks. So they are the hidden structures are deep. They are having a lot of hidden structures, and that's why they require GPU. They will work on CPU also, but they will take more time as compared to GPUs. That is what the difference is. Then in machine learning, the test time may increase, whereas less time to test the data. Once you train the data, then deep learning will uh, uh, take very less time as compared to test the data as compared to the machine learning. Obviously, machine learning will take time when as the testing time may increase depending upon the data you're feeding for the testing. Machine learning is about computers being able to think and act with less human interventions. So obviously, it's like in computers that are playing an important role and less human interventions. Whereas deep learning is about computer learning to think using structured model on human brain. So obviously there is no structured model, hence there is no intelligence in machine learning. Whereas in deep learning, you can see that it is about the computer learnings to think using structured model. जैसे हमने artificial neural network का structure model किया है on the human brain. That is what the deep learning says. Machine learning requires less computing power, whereas deep learning typically needs less ongoing human interventions. So machine learning requires less computing power, but deep learning will require more computing power. But it needs less ongoing human interventions, it will need less. Then machine learning can't easily analyze images, videos, and unstructured data, whereas deep learning can easily analyze images, videos, and unstructured data easily. This is also a big difference, because this will help you to decide where the machine learning could be applied and where deep learning could be applied. So if you want to go for the analysis of images, videos, and unstructured data, deep learning will be a preferred method as far as the applications is concerned. Then the 11th point is limited tuning capability for hyperparameter tuning, but it can be tuned in various ways. 12th point, machine learning programs tend to be less complex and deep learning algorithms can often run on conventional computers. So machine learning के algorithms जो है वो conventional computers के ऊपर easily run हो सकते हैं because there is less complications as compared to the deep learning algorithm. But deep learning algorithm requires more powerful hardware and resources. Also, the GPU system is required. You cannot run on CPU systems. Even if you try to run, what will happen is that it will take very large amount of time process will be required there. Then comes the machine learning system can set up and operate quickly, but may be limited in the power of the results. But deep learning systems take more time to set up, but can generate results instantaneously. Although the quality is likely to improve over time as more data becomes available. So obviously the deep learning will give you better results as you increase the number of data which has been given as an input. And machine learning can be set up and operate quickly, but then it is limited to the power, limited in the power of the results. Then the 14th point, machine learning tends to require structured data and use traditional algorithms like linear regressions. Whereas deep learning employs neural network and is built to accommodate large volumes of unstructured data. So this is also a very good difference between the two, that it requires structured data, अच्छी तरह से स्ट्रक्चर किया हुआ डेटा, ऑर्गेनाइज किया हुआ डेटा लगेगा, और ट्रेडिशनल अल्गोरिथम्स मशीन लर्निंग लगाता है, जैसे फॉर एग्जांपल रिग्रेशन है. Whereas in deep neural network, it employs neural network and it is built to accommodate and work on unstructured data. It can easily work on unstructured data. This is what the deep learning employs about the unstructured data. Means what the machine learning requires structured data, whereas deep learning can work on unstructured data also. Then the 15 point, the output is in the numerical form for classification and scoring applications, whereas the output can be in any form, including free form elements such as free text and sound. Machine learning is already in use in your email boxes, banks and doctor's office. So already we are seeing that the use of machine learning has been done. जैसे मैंने बताया था कि it can easily differentiate between spam and non-spam, है ना? Also in banks and in doctor's office also. Whereas in deep learning technology enables more complex and autonomous programs like self-driving cars, robots that perform advanced surgeries. So this is the big difference, big application difference between machine learning and deep learning. So already machine learning is implemented and deep learning is on the urge of implementation. So you can find that there are different applications of machine learning use cases in email boxes and inboxes and banks and doctor's office. But in deep learning, you can say that driving cars, robots, or the perform advanced surgery. This is the very ongoing research area in deep learning. Then machine learning requires less data than deep learning to function properly, whereas deep learning requires much more data than the traditional machine learning algorithm to function properly due to complex multi-layer structure. Obviously ये less data लगेगा as compared to deep learning, मगर इन्हें ज़्यादा data लगेगा as compared to the traditional machine learning algorithms to function properly due to complex multi-layer structure. Now this is the figure which will give you the actual difference between machine learning and deep learning. So where actually the difference comes and how, because of that difference, deep learning can be used for a complex algorithms as compared to machine learning. So in case of machine learning, if you say that there is an input and we do and feature extraction of that input. So let us assume that the input is a car and we are extracting the features of the car, then it will be given to the classification. So in classification, the decision will be taken whether it's car or not car. So it will be given, it will be first of all trained, and after training the input data will be given as a car, so it will try to match up whether it's car or not, and then the decision is taken, yes, that is car or not the car. But in case of deep learning, we give an input directly to the deep learning, like feature extraction plus classification. So that is one part. There are different parts in case of machine learning, like feature extraction and classification. In when an input is given to deep learning, you required massive data Henceforth, they are combined together. So feature extraction and classification are combined together to work out, and the decision is taken whether car is there or it's not a car or not a car. So that is how the machine learning and deep learning can be understood with this figure in a very nice way. So this is how it is. So once again, we little bit go back. So this is what the different layers of neural networks are. So input layer and output layer, and between input and output layer, you'd find different hidden layers. These hidden layers are nothing but the neurons which are interconnected to each other. So the input layer and to the output layer, the journey from input layer to the output layer is goes through these hidden structures called as hidden layer 1 and 2. They are nothing but the neurons. So they are actually, deep learning is nothing but it's a mimicking of a brain. Then this is the deep neural network. So it has an input layer, output layer, and then the hidden layers. So the input layers are nothing but x0, x1, x2. Then the hidden layers are nothing but summation of a combination of omega wixi plus b, which is nothing but the activation function, which is giving a predicted output layer. So obviously the output layer predicts the output, and while hidden layers are correlated with most of the computations. Then we know that even the information is passed from the input layer between the network layers through the functions. So they are essentially actually learning process of deep learning algorithms. It passes its input all the way to its output. The network evaluates how good its prediction is by calculating something called as loss function. So let us see that one of the loss function we have taken here is a mean squared error loss function. So where y is nothing but the expected output and y cap of I is nothing but the predicted output. So a mean is used if the batches of inputs and outputs are used simultaneously, where n represents the sample count. The goal of the network is to ultimately minimize the loss function by adjusting the weights and bias. How it can do? It can apply the back propagation method, through which it will go and update the weights and biases of every node in the opposite direction of the loss function. In the other word, every iteration of back propagation should result in smaller loss function than before. Without going to prove, the continuous updates of weights and biases of network ultimately turn into a precise approximator. It also says that it models the relationship between inputs and expected outputs. The deep part is being used because it creates a deep neural networks. That refers to neural network with a large number of layers with the addition of more weights and biases, making more complex functions. So these are the differences between machine learning and deep learning. So we have seen that machine learning learn from the data and make decisions from what it has learned, whereas deep learning structures algorithms in layer to create ANN that can learn and make intelligent decisions. Small amount of data set, it works on small amount of data sets for accuracy. It works on large amount of data set, depend on low end machines, high end machines. It divides the task into subtasks, solves them individually, and then finally combines into the result, whereas it solves from end to end, takes less time to train, takes more time to train. As it is as it works on a low end machines, hence it can be trained on CPU, but it works on a high end machine, hence it can be trained on GPU for proper training. Testing time may increase, less time to test the data. And machine learning requires less computing power, it requires less ongoing human intervention. Can't easily analyze image, videos, and unstructured data. It can analyze image, videos, and unstructured data. Tends to be less complex as compared to deep learning, and hence can be run on conventional computers. Deep learning requires far more powerful hardware and resources. It can be set up easily and can but have a limited in power of the results. Deep learning take more time to set up, can generate, but can generate result instantaneously. It requires structured data and uses traditional algorithms. It can employ neural network and build to accommodate large volume of unstructured data. The output is in the numerical form for classification and scoring applications. The output can be in any form, including free-form elements. Machine learning can be used in different applications like email inbox, bank, doctor's office, whereas deep learning can be used in self-driving cars, robots that performed advanced surgeries. It requires less data than deep learning to function properly, whereas it requires more data than compared to traditional machine learning algorithm to function properly due to complex multi-layer structure. And this is the figure how it has been. So machine learning is having separate feature extraction and classification, whereas deep learning has a combination of feature extraction and classification. So the deep word is used because it has deep hidden layer structures. It has large amount of hidden layer structures, and hence the algorithm becomes more complicated or complex as compared to machine learning algorithm. So this is what the difference is between machine learning and deep learning. Yes. Any issues?
No, sir.
Done? Okay, I'll take attendance. Just a moment. Kshitija Kamble,
Present, sir.
Prajakta Shikhare, Shubham Patil, Vishakha Chavan,
Yes, sir.
Ganesh Dade, Aishwarya. Aishwarya is there. Rushikesh Deshmukh, Pradeep Ingre, Imran Mughal,
Present, sir.
Arpita Khatke, Payal Gend,
Present, sir.
Renuka Patil,
Present, sir.
Shweta Jamdade,
Present, sir.
Namrata Shinde,
Present, sir.
Nitin Gujre, Megha Bhosle,
Yes, sir.
Prajakta Kulkarni,
Present, sir.
Saili Mara,
Present,
Vaishnavi Gangekar,
Present, sir.
Urmila Shinde,
Present, sir.
Giridhar Shettigar,
Present, sir.
Avantika Sutar,
Present.
Vaishnavi Zaveri,
Present, sir.
Harshal Kadam, Pratiksha Patil,
Present.
Snehal Puranik,
Present.
Sheetal Jagtap,
Present.
Omkar Yelsange, Prajakta More,
Present.
Deepali Anandpure,
Present.
Nikhil Bhosle,
Present, sir.
Ajay Dabade, Prathamesh Vattamwar,
Present, sir.
Suraj Jadhav, Shubham Vanve, Shushma Vanve.
Present, sir.
Just a moment. Aditya Pawar, Govind Kamble, Gopal Kamble, Ashwini Doke,
Present, sir.
Satyajit Mule, Mehraj Pathan,
Present, sir.
Aarti Dhadwad,
Present, sir.
Rishikesh Chavan, जय शिंगड़े, प्रज्ञा क्षीरसागर, उत्कर्षा चौहान,
प्रेजेंट।
राहुल सुतार, लक्ष्मी अलगी, अविनाश पवार, विशाखा माने,
प्रेजेंट।
पायल अबंगराव,
प्रेजेंट।
शिल्पा यादव, शिल्पा यादव, कुंज पटेल, अभिषेक माने,
प्रेजेंट सर।
पल्लवी माने,
प्रेजेंट।
प्राजक्ता प्राजक्ता सूर्यवंशी,
प्रेजेंट सर।
योगेश मंता,
प्रेजेंट सर।
जयेश खड्डे,
प्रेजेंट सर।
मयूर जादवर,
प्रेजेंट सर।
सुनील लेंडवे,
प्रेजेंट सर।
अमृता शिरलकर,
सर।
राधिका पिंपळे,
प्रेजेंट सर।
ज्ञानेश्वरी नागने, ज्ञानेश्वरी नागने, किरण शिंगारे, कौस्तुभ देशपांडे, संध्या टकबते, ऋषिकेश मोरे, अक्षय वग्गू, अक्षय वग्गू, शिलिशित पाटिल, ओमकार नागशेट्टे, नागशेट्टी, विद्या पाटिल.
प्रेजेंट सर।
Okay. Yes, any name missing here?
पाटिल शिलिशित सर।
Okay, Patil Shilishit. Okay. Anybody else?
रोल नंबर 58 सर, इमरान मोगल।
इमरान मुगल है ना, प्रेजेंट है आप। आगे और कौन है? Yes. Should I finalize it? Okay. ठीक है. Okay. We'll stop here. इधर है ना नीचे, हाँ,